I've been thinking this morning while I was doing some work. Yes, thinking. I know it's hard to believe, but I do that sometimes. Even though it looks like most of the stuff I do or say looks like there was no thought behind it. And I thought about doing this as a Patreon video because all of a sudden I've got some people that signed up to my Patreon account for whatever reason, and so I feel like I need to do something special for them that only they get to have. But this is one I feel like kind of everybody needs to know or to think about, to maybe be able to reflect on it. You know, I hear a lot of people talking about that they're preparing and getting ready for bad things, and they're stocking up different things they need. And sometimes I ask them, you know, who all is going to come to your place and help you, and they say, sometimes they say nobody. Sometimes they say, I'm not letting anybody in. Nobody gets to come partake. That's not a great idea, I don't think. And a lot of them say that if people come to their place, that they better show up with something instead of nothing, or they won't be welcome. And I get that. That makes sense. You know, especially for those of us that go to a lot of trouble making preparations, trying to get ready, trying to be ready for whatever might happen. Sometimes you hate to share it. It's kind of like the Little Red Hen story. You know, she went to all the trouble of getting things together to make bread, and kept trying to get other people to help her and talk to her, or not talk to her, but to you know, just to help her out. I'm trying to drive while I talk. Doing two things at once, not always a great idea for me. And nobody would help her all the way through, and then at the end, when the bread was ready, everybody wanted to help her eat it. She was like, up yours. You know, I'm not helping you. I'm not giving you some of the bread that I went to so much trouble to make. And so that's kind of our mentality a lot of times, and it's understandable for sure. But in a situation like that, it's a little bit different. I was thinking about that this morning while I was splitting some firewood, moving some dirt. There's some people that, if it all goes bad, and I'm talking, you know, complete dystopian, crazy bad. You know, if people have to leave where they're going, if other people have to bug out of their unprepared home or household or land or area or whatever else, there's some people that I'm hoping come to my place. And do I have enough to absolutely take care of everybody and you know, last forever and live happily ever after? I don't know. But here's one thing I do know. If I don't have some people show up to help me, to protect things and to help do some of the chores that need to be done, I'm not going to have anything either. And I've mentioned that to other people. I said, if you've got nobody there, you can't be awake 24 hours a day. Well, you can, but that's not a very sustainable plan. So you need somebody to help you pull weeds out of the garden. You need somebody to help you process that meat that you're gonna go out and hunt when you go out into nature and come home with 2 armloads of deer and 6 turkey and maybe a moose. You're gonna need somebody to help you process that. I'm being facetious, of course. I think you know that. You're gonna need somebody to help cut some firewood. You're gonna need somebody to help haul water if you don't have a source of water right there close, right there on your property. You're going to need somebody to help you do that. You're going to need somebody to help you guard against the other people in this dystopian scenario who are going to come take your things. And that's the big one right there. There was a movie, I don't know if y'all remember, Big Jake, John Wayne movie. You can never go wrong talking about John Wayne movies. But in Big Jake, Richard Boone, who was the chief bad guy in the movie, walks up there and he's all good and friendly, and he said, man, this is a great place y'all got here. Y'all got it all. He said, but you know, the problem with wanting it all is there's always somebody wanting to take it from you. And ain't that the damn truth? And then pulls out a gun and shoots a couple of people. And that is the truth. That's how that works. And, you know, we can expect more of the same. That kind of thing happens nowadays. Consider how much worse it might get in an end time kind of scenario, if you want to call it that. So when when you're putting stuff up, when you're making preparations, when you're getting things ready and together, you might spend some time considering who you want to be there. You know, I got a couple of family members who have gone hog crazy with this. I am proud of them. I mean, they're putting me to shame with the things they're doing and getting ready. But I got a couple of family members who are not doing a whole lot to get things ready. And yet, if something happens, I want them at my place. I don't care if they show up with nothing. Well, I do care, but it'd be nice if they didn't show up with nothing. But even if they show up with nothing, I want them at my place. Because they have valuable skills, and then because they're family too. You know, I'm in one of those unique families where pretty much everybody in the family, all the way across the board, loves everybody else, and we care about everybody else. We may have some differing opinions, and you know, I got some relatives that are quite wealthy, and you know, I may not always be their favorite person. I'm pulling up to the Speakeasy, by the way, which is not going to be the Speakeasy anymore. We're having to relocate the Speakeasy, but nonetheless, I'm getting the shader to cut down some of the glare. But I want them here with me. I really do, because the camera slipped. Problem with this camera is that the screen shuts off after a minute, and you lose everything, the screen anyway, so I can't see what's going on. But think about it, when you're putting preparations together and getting things ready, you're going to want other people there. Do not get that hardcore attitude. If you can't show up with something, you can't come here. You can't show up empty-handed. You know, I've got a couple other people that I'm hoping will show up. Well, I know they're going to show up. They may show up close to empty-handed. Won't be completely empty-handed, but they probably won't be able to bring a lot to the table. But they will be able to bring themselves. They will be able to add to our community. They'll be able to add to our security. There is strength in numbers. Don't ever underestimate that. And overall, that gives us a better chance of being able to make it. If you're trying to, if you're trying to be a lone wolf and guard your place and be the only one where you are, that's a recipe for failure. That is doomed for bad things. No two ways about it. You know, now every situation is different. Your mileage may vary, but you might keep that in mind. You might think about that a little bit. When you prepare stuff, when you're making preparations, prepare a little bit extra for other people. I'm pretty sure there's some proverbs, and I don't mean necessarily like out of the Bible, but just some, you know, old sayings, wise sayings that would relate to that. But think about that. Prepare good. Make good, you know, make good preparations so that you can take care of yourself, your group, and maybe an occasional passerby, because it's not always going to be an easy thing to do to boot people on down the road without doing something for them. We're going to have a little bit of humanity. We're going to have a little bit of compassion. So think about that aspect of it too. All right, I got more stuff to do, so I just wanted to share those thoughts with you.